So, what's the theme of the book of Nehemiah? I want you to pick up that pen and let's start writing some stuff down. Nehemiah is all about taking a life that is in ruins. Taking a life that is in ruins and turning it into something beautiful and purposeful. Now, here's some of the background of Nehemiah that you need to know to appreciate the book. Back around 600 B.C., so 6 centuries before Christ, the armies of Babylon came and attacked the people of Israel. The nation was called Judah at the time. And the Babylonian armies came and they took its people, they destroyed Jerusalem, and then they took all the people, except for a few, except for the poorest of the poor, into exile. And that is as devastating as you can imagine it would be. Imagine China one day coming and invading the West Coast, taking over and destroying large parts of San Francisco and Los Angeles, then moving to the interior and emptying towns like Taft of its populations, dragging you out of your homes, putting you in chains, taking you back to the coast, loading you up in boats, taking you back to China, and then relocating you to some archipelago in the northern section of China, there to spend the rest of your life. That's what we mean when we say Babylon took them into exile. You say, why would God allow that to happen? Because God's people had turned their backs on Him. In fact, they had been thumbing their nose at God for years. This didn't just happen overnight. This wasn't just one offense and God said, that's it, I'm cleaning the slate with you. No. This took centuries, and God sent wave after wave of prophets to warn them. He sent wave after wave of lesser judgments to bring them to their senses. He sent warning shots across the bow to try and get them to return to Him. But at every occasion they said, no, and they just drove themselves further into sin, further away from God. And after many years, though God gave them grace after grace, they wouldn't listen. God finally allowed His people to have what they wanted, a life without Him, without His favor, without His protection. And just as a quick aside, the pattern, the template that we see in the Old Testament of God with His people, that same template is very much a symbol or sign or picture of what could happen to America if we continue on the road that we are on, thumbing our nose at God. Talk about your warning shots across the bow. What do you think 9/11 was? What do you think 2008 was? Are we listening? Is it calling us back to Him? Is this nation a holier nation, a more devout nation because of those events?